Yeah, no,
gosh.
I mean, I'm sorry. Right, desert. We have to go to the
pervert.
desert.
She has to swat the camera away.
042 to operator. Coordinates confirmed for
Do that 10
locations
times, you get an
specified by
achievement.
resistance
But
leader.
last time,
042. Placing marker on target.
it's time for the desert. There were problems in the desert. Let's go. Let's go to the desert.
Before you go.
But yeah, first let's make sure we're ready. You know what? We're not ready because we only have the one sword. We should fix that situation. Because, and like I said, we don't even have to buy one. We don't have to buy one. We can get one elsewhere. We got a mail just now. Let's read that mail because that mail is important.
Yeah. Work emails, you know.
I mean, yes, because it's from the commander.
Yeah, like I said, work email.
Yeah. But as you can read,
okay.
we can get back our stuff that we lost between episodes 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It also sort of shows off the reliquary system that this game has, where if you die, you can find your body and pick it up. And if we look at the map, it was marked. There it is. This time as little question marks. If it's your actual body, it will actually show up as like a little body icon. But since this is not really like a body from your death. This is just a one-time spawn of a body that contains stuff.
Basically,
so, yeah,
if that sounds too complicated for you, it's free sheesh.
It's free sheesh. You can get it.
You can get it.
Going there. Just go get it.
So do you get?
It's free.
Do you get like both swords that you had before, or just the one?
Well, for now we just have the virtuous contract. But one of the equipment pieces that we lost was the virtuous treaty.
Right.
The great sword. But before we do, there's of course always more stuff to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you grab as much stuff as you can. You never know when it's useful.
I'm surprised at the lack of cars. Well, I mean, there's one, but like, there's like a distinct lack of vehicles around here. Like, there's one here and there, but like, not nearly as many as I would expect.
I don't know. I mean, it's been ages since.
I guess that stuff probably got scavenged.
Yeah. So we have another access point. Always good to have more of those, so you have more places to save the game. Which you should do. You should save often. That's just good practice.
Yeah.
Good business sense.
Save sex and save often.
Good missions.
Those are the only two things my dad ever taught me. Literally the only two.
Look, there
it is.
Let's just pick that up. By downloading it, I guess.
Yeah, it would be too easy to just grab it. You have to download it.
And here's all the stuff we picked up, all the recovery items that were left.
Is that supposed to be your body? Not anymore.
That's what. Well, we got it back, and by picking that up, we got the auto item use chip back. So now that we have the virtuous treaty back, we might as well just quickly equip that. And now we're back to 2 swords, which is way better than 1 sword and bare hands.
Why is it red like that?
That's because it's a new item is always shown in red first.
Oh, okay.
And then after you've equipped it or looked at it, it will go back to black colors.
I was thinking maybe it was like estimating it would do more damage or something. Is there like a system for that, or does it just like expect you to look at the numbers and check for yourself?
It expects you to look, but the nice thing is you can compare it to whatever you have equipped at the moment when you do hover over it, so you can actually still see if it just puts the numbers next to each other.
Also, would you have taken fall damage there if you hadn't done that attack?
No.
Okay.
While attacking does reduce fall damage. Like, there is fall damage, you just need to fall way higher before you start taking fall damage. And by doing a dive attack, you can negate some fall damage, but if the drop is too high, then regardless,
it will
some.
still.
Yeah.
Okay.
The easiest way to just prevent fall damage is just by hanging onto your pod.
Because I've seen games where there's fall damage.
Right here, just hold on to not take fall damage.
I've seen games
but
where
it's not too steep, and also you cannot die from fall damage.
Oh, okay. So they health gate with that. Okay.
Yeah, they health gate at 1 HP.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that we have our full equipment back, including a bunch of health items and stuff, we can finally make our way to the desert. There's still stuff in the way.
I still love the design of these robots. They're so cool.
Yeah, the
Were they-
machine life forms look really fun.
Were the machine life forms in the original NieR game? Or games, I guess
no.
I should say. Were they there? And if they were, did they look like this?
They weren't. The original NieR is set basically in the distant past of this NieR.
Oh.
But before humanity fled for the moon. Before the aliens even attacked.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
The aliens are, at least to my knowledge, not a thing in the original NieR. Interesting though, I forgot to mention this last episode, but the weapons that the weapon trader in the resistance camp sells, at least 2 of those, which are the 2 beast weapons, those were in the original NieR.
Oh.
Actually, quite a few weapons, I believe.
Or carryovers?
Not entirely sure. Yeah. Just, I guess, upgraded to interface with androids. They just found these ancient relics and were like, this still looks good. At least that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Or maybe they just
More access
remade them.
points.
You're from Yorha, right? I've heard about you guys. We've got a squad mate waiting in a rocky stretch up ahead. Head on over. Just remember that there's nowhere to resupply out there. If you need anything, best to take care of it here while you can. What can I help you with?
Well, he can help us with quickly buying a counter plug-in ship. Because I'm going to talk about plug-in ships a little bit real quick. Plug-in ships are basically an equipment piece that you can equip with varying effects. It's under the skills menu. And you can have 3 setups of plug-in ships. Which it's very easy. If you look in the upper right corner, you see amount of storage used. Base is 20 out of 40.
Oh,
That's
I see.
another 11. Luckily, this fits exactly, so we can have both the counter and the auto item use. And I'll show off counter in a battle up ahead. But
So
it's basically it's a counter move where if you press the control stick in the direction of an attacking enemy, you block their attack and deal a little bit of counter damage.
The Council of Humanity has a message for all of our brave androids fighting on the surface. Currently, our struggle against the machine lifeforms is at a stalemate. This battle has raged for far too long. I am sure all of you find the effort grueling. But now is not the time to give up. Now, more than ever, we must forge on.
Pep talk.
yeah.
Remember that several 100,000 humans on the moon want nothing more than a return to Earth. Glory to mankind.
Glory to mankind.
Glory.
Council broadcasts are always so stiff.
Shut up, Ninehouse.
You're an android, man.
This is serious business, man.
Notification received from access point.
Oh boy, email.
Yeah. Email, the best part of this game. What was I gonna say? I don't know.
I don't know, but these enemies are actually. Whenever you encounter these enemies, I highly recommend killing as many of them as you can.
Why?
Because they drop a bunch of relatively rare upgrade materials like warped wires and stretched coils, which don't drop from many enemies, and usually you'll find yourself at a shortage of them.
So like those really tall guys who are like
Yeah.
stacks of whatever.
Yeah, those stacked enemies, you should kill those every time you get the chance, because they contain relatively uncommon upgrade materials.
I remember what my question was. I saw in the plug-in chips thing, was your HUD, was your HUD
Yes.
part of that?
A lot of HUD elements are plug-in chips. You can basically remove the entire HUD just by unequipping those plug-in chips. So if you have like certain HUD elements that you personally think you don't want or need, you could unequip those to then get more space for like more practical upgrades.
That's
like,
really cool.
yeah, I usually just leave all of them on, but if you, like, for example, you don't care about the damage numbers, you could just turn those off.
Nice. Nice story reasoning.
Hey, our leader told me all about you. Name's Jackass. Nice to meet you. I hear you're planning to take out all the machines in the desert. Guess that means we need to get that entrance open.
Looks like it. So, Jackass, was it? What are you doing all the way out here?
Oh, that? Well... wouldn't want to have anyone getting tangled up in that, now would we? Don't go trying to be a hero, alright?
And that's Jackass, one of the best characters in the game.
You jackass, you didn't even look. You blew that up without even looking. What if someone did get
cool
tangled up
people
in
don't-
it?
Explosives. There's gotta be an
I mean,
easier
cool
way,
people
right?
don't look at explosions. And Jackass is pretty cool.
But the whole point of her being there was that she was supposed to prevent some... I don't know. Jackass sounds
Jackass
like
is-
a cool person.
Jackass is pretty cool. She's probably one of my... I have a lot of favorite characters in this, I'll be honest. But of the NPCs that are not too incredibly story relevant, she is very interesting.
Of the... of the NPCs whose names start with a J and end in ass, she's your number one.
Definitely. Anyway,
Oh,
we
and
have
that was a
reached
nice-
the desert.
That was a smooth transition.
There's lots of sand.
And
Lots of
pipes.
sand in the desert. Yep, also pipes. Just very old pipes.
Man, this is what happened to the Green Hill Zone? Ugh.
It just never rained anymore. The rain just stopped. And the sand is slippery, as you can
This
see.
sand sure is slippery.
Yes, 9S, that's what I just said. Thank you.
It's like he can't even hear you.
I know, weird, right? Anyway, in the desert, come on, map, work with me. We have a couple of spots where machine life forms were seen, so we should check all of those out. Also, right there is an access point, so we should
Careful.
definitely swing by that.
We've got enemies approaching.
And an interesting thing about the enemies you're about to see, you see their cloaks and their masks?
Uh-huh.
That's a reference to a tribe of people
These machines
in the first NieR.
Oh.
I heard
They
from the
wore the
resistance that
same
they've been seeing this a
the
lot
same
lately.
robes and the
Couldn't tell you
same
why, though.
masks. Also, what you just saw, where Chubis just sort of pushed the enemy away, that's the effect of the counter plugin ship.
Oh, I see.
It basically, kind of like a perfect dodge. You can follow that up with a counter attack. The cool thing though is about the. I mean, they both have their uses. The cool thing about the counter plugin chip effect is that it reflects some damage. Especially, you can get like higher grade counter chips which reflect more damage later. And so that's the nice thing about those type of counters. The only sort of counter attack you don't get out of the plug-in chip
they even
counters
understand
is
the
you cannot
concept of being
use
scared?
the pod counter shotgun attack thing.
Oh, I see.
And there's other reasons to use. There's other reasons to use the dodge later instead of the counter, but the counter in a lot of cases is better, just slightly harder to pull off because you have to press the control stick in the direction of the attacking enemy. Whereas with the dodge, you can just press the dodge button if the attack gets close. So if you're surrounded, it's easier to dodge. If you just have like the one enemy attacking you, it's easier to, well, not necessarily easier, but it's just more effective to counter.
I really
Use
love
that access point.
a small point. I just love the scenery here of these stairs. Just like, you don't know what they were for.
Yeah, just this ancient.
An ancient staircase to something.
Yeah.
And all that's left is the staircase, a little bit of floor, and a and a vending machine.
A vending machine.
A quote-unquote
'cause that's what
vending
access
machine, yeah.
points are. Yeah. Also, that's just the. That's just our scheduled correspondence with the Council of Humanity, making sure to keep us all motivated to fight for the Earth.
So basically, the emails we all delete from our work. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
I have them
Those.
auto-filtered to my spam.
Oh, if only we could do that with the Council of Humanity mail. Then again, I don't think 2B would do that.
Yeah, she probably would.
She's too by the book. Also, those machines are...
2 by the
Scary.
ebook.
What's with the weird looking outfits?
Oh, they got little buzz
Sort of
saws.
thing
That's
when I was
cool.
going through some old data.
Yeah, there's a
looks
lot
like
of
what humans
different
used to
types
wear
of
long
the same
ago.
enemy, like that very
Certain
small
human
one.
collectives used to
There's
use
ones
face
with
paint
the
like that,
chainsaw,
too.
there's ones that have like a gun attached to their stomach. Also different, also some of those larger ones can hold different weapons like swords, spears, axes. Also, we're about to see the most nerve-wracking enemy in the game,
Oh.
and a whole bunch of them will just attack us. Hear the screams that will haunt your nightmares. Because those guys are exploders,
Oh,
and if they explode on you, you're dead.
That just reminds me
They
of...
do a lot of
It
damage.
just reminds me of Serious Sam. You're in the... It's actually... you there's a scene in the... I think it's the first Serious Sam where like hordes of these suicide guys who run up to you screaming go ah running up to you, and it's in the desert, and Sam says, like, after you kill them all, he goes ah yourself.
Oh, that sounds pretty great.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are terrifying, and they show up later, of course. And there's some cases where you can hear them, but you can't see them, and you just keep running in the hope that, oh no, please.
Yeah.
The game isn't too liberal with them. There's just certain situations where
Their
it's
speech
like,
doesn't mean
oh
anything.
boy.
They're
Yeah,
just
it's
another
really
series of
annoying when
animals.
enemies like that
If
get
they
mixed
wanted help,
into
why would they be attacking us?
regular combat, and then you're like,
Yeah, that luckily doesn't really happen.
that
There's
just
like
strikes
one
me as
area where
bad
that
game
sorta.
design.
There's one area where that sorta happens, but usually you'll be running through that area anyway, trying
Right.
to avoid combat. Especially if you know, especially once you know those things are there.
You're
you'll
like,
just be
okay,
like,
well,
okay,
if I was sticking around,
I'll just run through this
not
hallway.
anymore. Yeah.
Nope, just don't stick around. It's too dangerous. Also, also here you can see that some enemies actually drop plug-in chips as well. Like we just picked up a max HP up.
I really like the
And,
touch that you can
that's-
slide down the sands. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
sometimes it's kind of annoying. Also, you can see she just kind of tripped over that piece of pipe.
Mhm.
But yeah. Sometimes the sliding on sand can get kind of annoying when you're just trying to run to a place. But all in all, it's a nice detail just because it's very slippery sand.
Kind of reminds
It's
me
a lot
of
it's a
Journey
desert.
now. What a fun game.
And then let's stick to the sides here, because surely there is treasure. Oh, hey, look, it's treasure.
Where's the treasure? Oh, there's
Got
the
'em.
treasure.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden, like a lot of boxes just sort of scattered around
Impact
in the
bracer.
desert. Yeah, that's another.
that a
that's
combat bracer?
basically. No, that's an. That's just a temporary buff item that makes you not stagger when you take damage for a
Oh,
few
I see.
seconds.
That kind of brace.
It's heading for that rocky area.
Individual target ID marked.